Today we are making easy and delicious pumpkin spice muffins. You're going to love this one. In a medium mixing bowl, place all-purpose flour, add pumpkin pie spice for flavor, and then baking soda leavens this one, not baking powder. Then we're just going to add a little bit of salt that enhances the flavor. And grab a whisk and whisk everything together. This might be a step that you're tempted to skip, but it's actually really important, and you want to spend a few seconds on this, about 20 seconds on this, to ensure that the pumpkin pie spice, the baking soda, and the salt are all evenly distributed throughout the flour mixture. This means that your muffins will rise evenly and that they're all evenly spiced, so don't skip this step. I'm going to set that bowl aside and grab a large bowl. And this recipe was developed for 1 can of pumpkin. It's called solid pack pumpkin. Sometimes it's called pumpkin puree. Just don't use pumpkin pie filling in this one. We just want 100% pure pumpkin. I'm going to scrape this into a large bowl. The muffin batter is mixed in this bowl, so you definitely want a large bowl for this step. I'm going to add my light brown sugar. This adds a really nice flavor. At first, it might look like there's too much light brown sugar for the pumpkin puree, but in a few seconds, the sugar begins to melt, and that's why I do this, so that there are no lumps of sugar in the muffins. So take a second and just whisk this together until it is nice and smooth. Now it's time to add the eggs one at a time, and I drop them in, and with my whisk, I break up the yolk. I just wait until the egg is incorporated, and then I add the next one, breaking up that yolk and whisking it. If you're using an electric mixer or a stand mixer, just add your eggs one at a time. Give it about 10 seconds in between each addition, and you should be just fine. The neat thing about this step is you can see that the pumpkin sugar mixture begins to thicken with each egg. It's really nice and thick. Get that final egg in there and whisk it until it is incorporated. Then add oil in a slow and steady stream. It doesn't have to be too slow. You might be surprised that I use oil instead of butter, and the reason for that is simple. Oil makes for a really moist muffin. We'll just whisk that until it is nice and combined. And then I'm going to grab my rubber spatula. Sometimes some of the pumpkin puree sticks to the edge of the bowl, and I want that incorporated. So I'll scrape the edge of the bowl and then just give it a quick whisk before I add my flour. Now you could add all of the flour at once, but because there's a lot of flour, I add about half of it. I'm just going to whisk in the flour until it isn't, I'm spilling some of the flour here. I'm going to whisk the flour in until it's incorporated. I know some folks worry about over mixing muffins, getting tough muffins. Really, you can spend 30, 45 seconds doing this, and I promise you will not have tough muffins. I'm going to add the remaining flour, and I work in sort of small circles here. Go a little bit slow. I work in small circles until all of the flour is incorporated and the batter is thick and even. Look at this gorgeous batter. It is thick, so when you make these, don't be surprised by the thickness of the batter. I'm going to grab my rubber spatula and scrape the bowl. Do this whether you mixed this batter by hand or with an electric mixer, because sometimes a little clump of flour hangs out in the bottom of the bowl, and we just want to make sure that that is incorporated. So get right down into the bottom of the bowl to make sure there's no dry flour sitting there. So I've lined my muffin pan with paper liners. If you don't want to use paper liners, make sure you grease your pan really, really well. Fill each muffin cup about 2/3 full. To make this job fast and easy, I use a muffin scoop. And honestly, not only does it make this fast, it also ensures that each muffin has the exact same amount of batter. And when there is the same amount of batter in each muffin cup, the muffins bake up evenly, so they are all the same size and they take the same amount of time to bake. No muffins that are raw in the center and no muffins that are overdone. After filling my first pan with muffins, I add chocolate chips to the remaining batter. This recipe actually makes 24 muffins because we use an entire can of pumpkin puree. So I like to have one pan with no chocolate chips and one pan with chocolate chips. So I just stir these in with a rubber spatula. You, of course, could add chocolate chips to the entire batch, or you could add some chopped nuts, whatever you love. And then I like to sprinkle just a few extra chocolate chips on top of each muffin. Now bake the muffins in a preheated 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes. These just came out of the oven. They rose nice and high. They're golden brown and the house smells amazing. To tell when they're done, you can use a cake tester, but I just tap them. They should not feel like a damp sponge, and your finger should not leave any type of indent. So if you give it a very light tap and the muffin feels firm, you are good to go. This isn't something that I would do for like a pumpkin loaf, but for muffins, just a little bit of a tap usually tells me when they're done. And this is the second pan with the chocolate chips. They look so good. I cannot wait to eat one of these. And let me show you what I did. I actually didn't sprinkle additional chocolate chips on one of the muffins, and I want to show that to you. As you can see, the muffin, it looks fine, but you just can't really tell that there's chocolate chips in it. So this is why I always sprinkle additional chocolate chips on top of each muffin. And that's it. That is how to make perfect and easy pumpkin muffins.